Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the song Copy of It by 9 Inch Nails. We're going to do a super quick remake, a copy of It, and then I want to break down the rhythms in this track because they are actually insane. Polymeters, clashing rhythms. I know those are kind of scary words, but it's going to make sense and it's going to give you a deeper appreciation for this song, so stay with me here. Alright, and the song starts with this synth line, which I've programmed in the MIDI for. I'm going to use the Baby Audio BA1 synthesizer, great plugin for 9 Inch Nails kind of sounds. And I want to thank Baby Audio for sending me some awesome plugins and sponsoring today's video. So first, let's just nail the synth sound, and the good thing is the initial setting isn't a million miles from what we want. Definitely want to pull off some of that top end. And we can boost the filter resonance. And let's blend these two oscillators, but I'm going to put them both as sawtooths. Okay, next, I don't want all that sustain. Bring that right down. We want the decay. Slightly slower attack. Something like that. A little bit of chorus, maybe. Maybe this LFO, we can detune it a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Maybe a little bit of drive. Maybe make it a little darker. There we go, now we're getting close. And that's how the song starts, just those notes repeated. And that's a weird way to start a song. It's ambiguous sounding, kind of glitchy sounding, and that's because it's not in 4/4, it's in 5/4 time, or at least it's implying 5/4. Let me show you what I mean. So this song is at 138 beats per minute, but if I put this at 50, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you can hopefully hear, this is grouped into 5s, whereas music is almost always grouped into 4s. Especially in Western music, we're used to hearing 4s, we're used to having a pulse. This doesn't have a pulse, it's not on the grid, it almost sounds like a stuck record or something. Your brain can't find the beat there. Now what's amazing about this song is that it's not in 5. This synth line starts and we immediately as a listener, even if we don't know what time signatures are, we're hearing that this is 5. We're hearing this repeated 5/4 loop. So of course, Trent Reznor being Trent Reznor, he decided to catch us all off guard straight away with a 4/4 drum beat, and not even just a 4/4 drum beat, a 4 on the floor drum beat. The most 4/4 that a drum beat can get. And immediately, when this comes in, it pulls everything together. It has a pulse, you can tap your foot to it, you know where the beat is. Or do you? Because under the surface, it is by no means simple. Trent has kind of tricked you into thinking you understand what's going on. So what I mean is the drums come in, you can tap your foot, but the synth hasn't stopped. It's still in 5s, right? So how is that working against a 4/4 drum beat? We'll figure all that out in a second. First, let's just shape the drum sound so it sounds more like the original. And I'm going to use the new Techno plugin by Baby Audio. Again, great plugin for 9 Inch Nails type of sounds and just super fun to play with. To me, it's like a modern version of an old school drum machine, which is really cool. And straight away, that kick is way too huge. Let's bring down the length. We want this nice and stabby and clicky almost. More like that. Thankfully, we can turn up the click here. I guess this is like a high-end boost. Maybe we bring the frequency up, so not that much, but so it's not too subby. And we can jump in here and get more surgical if we want to. I'm thinking maybe we want to affect the release of the subharmonics here. Yeah, that sounds kind of close to the original now. So I have that kick on every beat and then a snare and a clap hitting together. The snare, the main thing I want to do is just bring that sizzle down. There we go. Maybe the ring as well. This wants to be really quick and tight. Yeah. And then this clap, again, it just wants to be a little snappier. And maybe we roll off some top end with this filter here. Let's bring it down to maybe like 10. And I'm going to pull down the volume overall of that snare and bring up the clap a little. Yeah. Let's just bring in a bit of a shelf on the top. Just tame some of those highs. Okay, so coming back to the question, why does this work? 5/4 and 4/4 at the same time. It is kind of like two songs playing at once, but if I slow down the tempo again, listen to where the drums fall in relation to the synth loop. So where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Until eventually, on the 20th count, they sync back up. And if you think about it, 5 times 4 is 20, 4 times 5 is 20. So in the time that the synth repeats 4 times, the drums are repeating 5 times. They're syncing back up again and then going their own separate ways to come back together again. Listen how the first synth note we hear on the 1 count is... And if you now listen to the drums, we get 5 repetitions of the drum loop before they sync back up again. So we're listening for this, and the kick hitting at the same time. This is basically 2 different songs in 2 different time signatures, just clashing and then coming together and then clashing again. It should sound super confusing because it is, but as minimalistic as this mix is, Trent made sure he was giving us what we need so that as a listener, we're not getting lost, we can make some kind of sense of it. We also get this sub bass every 4th measure, so we really hear this as 4/4. He's basically forcing your brain to accept that 5/4 synth loop that should sound weird and kind of glitchy. And I just think that's ingenious. It's such a minimal intro. It's just 2 elements really, drums and a synth line, but it does so much. And of course we know in modern music, the song's got to be like 2 minutes long. The chorus has got to hit straight away. Attention spans are very short. And so of course Trent Reznor is the guy who comes along and kind of finds a way to give your brain that immediate dopamine hit while still doing something really nerdy and technical and very unconventional as well. It doesn't sound mainstream or accessible. He's hacking that formula in the most Trent way possible because it feels so good as a listener when that beat comes in and it all comes together and you kind of feel like this confusing thing you were hearing now makes sense, but you also know this is Trent Reznor, he's doing something smart and you're just kind of going along for the ride. Although now hopefully you have a better understanding of what is actually going on in this track and why it sounds like that. I even think the lyrics were probably inspired a little bit by the musical content in this one. I'm just a copy of a copy, echo of an echo, a shadow of a shadow. It seems like Trent is talking about how we all try to be original, but we just end up borrowing from the people that came before. It's so hard to be original these days. People feel like everything's been done. He's trying to innovate. He's trying to be groundbreaking, but it almost feels like he's kind of laughing at the fact that that's like impossible to do. So this was a slightly different video for the channel, but I can't believe I haven't seen anyone else talking about this track, so I had to do it. And hopefully you guys are as nerdy as me and find it as fascinating as I do. I've always felt like this is one of the most underrated Nine Inch Nails tracks, and that's partially because it's so minimal, but kind of complex at the same time. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Definitely got some more Nine Inch Nails stuff coming soon. I'll see you guys in the next one.